Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nubraid. Today we're on the test server. I want to show you Ezio Auditore da Firenze. If I was harsh on Cassandra, let me tell you right at the start, and let me even show you right at the start, Ezio has totally exceeded my expectations. I think he is absolutely crazy. Let me show you a little something right here at the start, just to whet your appetite, and then we'll talk about the various ways you can build him. Let's go in here. We're going against Hard Dragon Stage 10. It's all Void Affinity. I just want to show you this. We're going to debuff the wave with decreased defense. We're going to nuke them with the Marius right there, and we can exit out, but we can see roughly the damage that Marius has done, about 1.4 million damage. I did take away his blessing, just to match him a bit with Ezio right here. But yeah, pretty cool, right? Marius, quite possibly the best legendary champion in the game. There's no way that Ezio comes even anywhere close to Marius, right? Right? Obviously, we do have to bring in increased attack to buff him up, but here comes Ezio. Kaboom! Holy moly, look at this. Absolute insanity. Oh, he's actually done more damage this time. It's a little bit random as to who does more damage. But yeah, there we go. Right from the start, Ezio is absolutely cracked. I've got them both in extremely good gear, but this is my Marius, who's absolutely pimping. He is a plus for 15 cat's gaze. I've given him lethal dose just to balance it out, because Ezio doesn't have a 6-star blessing. Ezio, again, in very similar sort of stats, and I've given him an Arachne Elixir. And just to prove it to you as well, by the way, that Arachne Elixir is not hard carrying this particular thing, though it is going to be the best option. We'll talk about why. We can swap him over to the Cat's Gaze as well, just to show you just that it's fair and that everything is, yeah, fair, basically. But we can come in and he might even do more, to be honest, against the wave. I'm not sure. Kaboom. Yeah, pretty similar. Should be a similar number here. Slightly lower, but pretty darn close. And it's basically, with the same relic as Marius, he's done pretty much the same damage. So, yeah, is Ezio any good? Quick answer. Ezio is absolutely crackers. He's insanely good. Yeah, he is absolutely stunning. What a champion. There's a few different ways you're going to build him, though, to really unlock his full potential. So let's take a quick look at his kit, break it down. One thing to note, he does start each round with Perfect Veil. That's very important. I've actually not fully capitalized on this in his build. And the reason is, we'll come back to the rest of his passive later, that his moves cannot be resisted if he's under Veil or Perfect Veil. Not the poisons, not his bombs, his decreased defense can't be resisted, his buff removal can't be resisted. Nothing he does can be resisted when he is under Perfect Veil, which is incredibly strong. Incredibly strong. If you guys don't know, even if Marius comes in, right, and Marius with 400 accuracy, and then he buffs with increased accuracy, so he'd have over 600 accuracy. It's more than that, because it buffs up his masteries as well, which I'm not including in that, right? Let's say Marius comes and tries to place an Enfeeble. Even if you have 1000 accuracy and they have 50 resistance, there's always a 3% chance that enemies can resist, and vice versa, by the way. Even if they have 1000 resistance and you have 50 accuracy, there's always a 3% chance that you will still land your debuffs on them, or strip their buffs, or whatever sort of effects that requires accuracy that you're trying to do. Now, the one exception, and it's, for example, part of why Sifi is so good for Sand Devil, which is that effects that cannot be resisted is pretty much the only way to bypass that 3% chance to resist to be consistent and effective and all the rest. Ezio has that on every single one of his skills, which is absolutely incredible, and he enables it from the start of the fight, which is actually bonkers. It's bonkers. Now, as we saw, the big selling point of his kit, and this is so much better than I thought it was going. It's actually one of the best moves in the game. It's got such a, I'll be honest, the animation is a little bit pants. It looks a bit shit, but the effect of this move is absolutely insane. Da Vinci's design. There's a 3-turn cooldown when it's booked up. It has two different options. Either it's going to place 2 poisons and poison sensitivity, and then activate all poisons on all enemies if they have 4 or more debuffs. Now, here's the thing. It counts these debuffs as well. So he's placing 3 debuffs, and so long as he doesn't weak hit and he's under Perfect Veil, and they don't have block debuffs or stone skin or mercurial or whatever, right? Uh, Typical wave-based enemies, he's always going to place them. You only need one other debuff to hit the 4 threshold, and bam, instantly explode those poisons, which is how he's doing such crazy damage to the wave. You only need one debuff to activate this, which is just bonkers. The other effect on this A2, if enemies are under stone skin instead, he puts 2 bombs on them that detonate after 2 turns. Again, these can be irresistible, so it doesn't matter if it's a Mithrala Lifebane with over 1,000 resistance. It doesn't matter if it's a Star Sage Galathier with 1,000 resistance. You're bombing that guy. He's getting bombs, which is ridiculous. Now, if all enemies are under Stone Skin, decreases the bomb's debuff detonation countdown by 1 turn. This is very unlikely to happen, and I would strongly encourage you, the viewer, the informed player, do not, in your tag defenses or your siege defenses or wherever, any PvP defense from now on, because of Ezio, never put 4 champions in stone skin. Don't do it, because this guy will wipe you out. He is absolutely crazy. Now, you guys might be wondering, what are his damage multipliers on this stuff? They're up on hellhades.com right now. I would say this strong, as you saw, right? This doesn't look like it's that good as a damage move. Damage rating is strong. This is very misleading. It is only a 4 times multiplier AoE, but because it's so easy to blow up the poisons and the bombs are ridiculous, this actually ends up being a stupidly strong nuke. But the actual raw damage is good, but not crazy. Where the craziness comes in is by blowing up the poisons and what you can do with it. That's what pushes it to really to the next level. But yeah, so that's sort of what's happening there. By the way, just to cover it, he has a 4 times multiplier on his A1, so it's the same strength of hit, but obviously it doesn't have the poisons or bombs attached to it, but it's basically the same. 20% damage on each, 20% damage on from the books on the hidden gun. It's a 5 times multiplier. This hits significantly harder, though, because it's ignoring 35% defense. If they've got shield or strength, then it's even more powerful, respectively, but this hits very hard. He has a 2 times attack multiplier on his AoE, which is pretty weak, but it can add up pretty well. How good is a 6 times bomb multiplier? Let's look at, well, the other best bomb damage dealing champion in the game for attack, which is Nishak Verminlord. Nishak, how good are his bombs? He's the other best bomb champion that's not Commodus, who's a mythical. Nishak's bombs, a 5 times attack multiplier. Only a 5. Ezio has a 6. Nishak has a 5. But so he does do double damage against bosses. So Nishak will be a much better bomb champion against bosses. Also, Ezio does have the slight problem that none of the bosses have stone skin, so he can't bomb them, but he can poison them. But yeah, this is crazy. Also, bear in mind, Nishak has 1300 base attack, whereas if we go back to Mr. Ezio, he has more. How much does he have? Like 14? Yeah, 1500 almost. So Ezio, higher base attack, and he also has a higher bomb multiplier. So his bombs do incredible damage. Now, the other big advantage of him, I can't really showcase it because I've stolen Nishak's gear to put on him, but Nishak needs loads of accuracy because Nishak, well, he needs accuracy to land it. Ezio doesn't, and that is going to open up a ton of build opportunities for him because now you've got a champion who's got bombs. He doesn't need any accuracy to land them. They are ridiculously hard-hitting bombs. And guess what? If enemies don't have stone skin, he's just going to absolutely rip them to shreds with this as well. This A2 has blown me away. It's totally exceeded my expectations. I didn't think, when I first saw this move, to be honest, I thought, oh, when are you ever going to get 4 enemies under stone skin to decrease the bomb detonation? It's just not going to happen. I totally underestimated how powerful this poison explosion stuff is, and just his raw damage as well. How do you want to build him then? I think there's a few different ways to go. Bearing in mind, we will definitely get a blessing for him, right? It's guaranteed in the event. Make sure you do it. I will say as well, he doesn't really need 6-star. I think his best blessing, let's actually cover this right now, and then we'll cover his gear. I think his best blessing for Arena is going to be Lethal Dose. But you will sort of need Arachnelixir to make the most of it. We'll talk about that in a second, but this is incredibly good. You will get his 5-star guaranteed. At 5-star, it increases his poison damage by 200%. So your poisons go from doing 5% max HP damage to 15%. He puts 2 of them. He also has poison sensitivity, which ups the damage even more. So he's going to do, basically, instead of 10% max HP damage, he's going to do 30% max HP, boosted by 25% with lethal dose. So it's incredibly good. I really do think that you want lethal dose on him. 90% of players want lethal dose on him, I'll be honest. And it gets even crazier with Arachne Elixir. It's just nuts. This is the way to go. Now, unlike other poisoners like Nell or Calvalax or whatever, at 6-star, it's absolutely busted, this 6-star, right? You ignore 35% resistance. That's stupid, right? They build 1,000 resistance. You go, ha, you don't have 1,000 resistance. You actually only have 650 resistance. Go me. This is cracked. Ezio doesn't need it. He's ignoring resistance anyway if he's under perfect fail. So he actually doesn't really need the 6-star, but the 5-star is stupidly good for him. Now, if you don't have Arachne Elixir, or you're from some weird reason not using him in Arena, I would say you got a few other options for blessings. Lightning Cage is a decent one. Protect Stone Skin if he's in Stone Skin. Protect Pinpoint if he's got Intercept from Pinpoint. Protect any stuff. He can steal buffs as well. So protecting the stolen buffs with Lightning Cage. All this stuff is pretty good. That's a good option. For PvE content, Lethal Dose only works for PvP. If he is you're just a brand new player starting the game, you could grab Brimstone. You're going to be using this guy in like all content. He's so stupidly good. Brimstone is incredible. You want 1 on each team. And honestly, having that 60% chance smite that can't be removed by bosses who can remove debuffs like Sand Devil, Amius, a couple of different bosses. This is incredibly good. It's a huge amount of damage against all the clan bosses. So for a new player, this is amazing. You would prefer to have more of a debuffing champion. A debuffing champion would be better for this ultimately, and you could move Ezio into the lethal dose for PvP. But if he's your only Brimstone, you're getting a 5-star for free. It's such a huge boost to new accounts, so you'd be looking at that. You could also run him just Nature's Wrath for PvE. He's hitting really hard. He hits really hard. So upping his damage by 15% is great. That will add up over time. I also didn't mention the other part here. Whenever he's attacked, 35% chance to counterattack, which is really nice. His A1, it's not crazy damage, but it's good damage. Again, that will add up over time. So there you are. For his relics then, Arachne Elixir, this is your go-to. This makes poisons do bonus damage equal to a portion of his attack. You can... So, the downside of this relic, you can only get this from Faction Wars hard difficulty. It probably takes, in 2026, starting from now, it'll probably take you roughly 1 year on a new account to get to Faction Wars hard. I've seen players do it in like 8 months, but I think that's pretty hardcore. Let's say you're more casual than that. I think it's going to take you probably at least a year. Basically, Faction Wars is far easier normal difficulty than it used to be because of relics, just more OP champions like this. Blessings, blah, blah, blah. Area bonuses from your live arena upgrades in Great Hall. It's just a lot easier than it used to be. So it'll probably take roughly a year when you can start possibly getting Arachne Elixir. This opens up Ezio to be absolutely disgusting in Arena. It might be nerfed by then. Then again, it may be not. Why is it so strong? Pretty simply, this also gets multiplied by lethal dose. So for example, let's say I get it up to level 3. Pretty easy to do. 40% onto 50%. Let's, for sake of making it easy, let's round it up to 100%. So you add 100% of his attack to your poison damage. Let's say you build him, let's say with 5,000 attacks, so you're adding 5,000 onto your poison damage. That also gets improved by this. It gets improved by this. You get an additional 200% on that. So now you're adding 15,000 damage. So each poison that he's doing is now doing an additional 15,000 damage. That's an additional 30,000 damage on his poisons just from a rank 3.5 Arachne Elixir, 5,000 attack, and your 5-star lethal dose. An extra 30,000 damage from this, which then is also, by the way, multiplied by the poison sensitivity. So it's actually more than that. So yeah, you're just going to absolutely annihilate people. It's absolutely insane. So this is huge. This will also up his damage a lot against waves. As you saw, it was basically giving him comparable damage to a plus 15 Cat's Gaze. So that's insanely strong. So this is great. This is so good, and it's a rare relic, so it's easier to get. Fantastic, absolutely insane. But let's say you say, Nub, I haven't been playing the game for a year. I can't get this relic. What would you be looking for instead? You've got a number of different options that you could run instead. I think a wonderful budget option is the Steel-Eyed Cutter. It's going to give you more attack, which is really nice. It's going to up his bombs. It's going to up his assassin passive. It's just going to up his damage. Crit damage, again, is going to just up his damage as well. And it's going to give you a chance to ignore some extra defense to hit even harder, particularly as A3. That is lovely. You could even give it a gem. There's a legendary gem to give you more bomb damage. Or just give him more turn meter from an invigorated rare gem, whatever. That's a great option. If you want to go super crazy, I just got this today in my CVC stream. Holy shit, I couldn't believe it. My first mythical craft from the Grim Forest, I got the best relic, one of the best relics in the game. This, loads of ignore defense while you're under Perfect Veil. Absolutely incredible. Other budget options, you could use a Malefic Talon from Chimera, just giving you more crit damage. Not too bad. What else do we have? For some solo content, you could do a Demonic Effigy. Anything that's going to give him damage also going to be really good, like Gore Crescent, great for wave clear and just blowing stuff up. Arethi Coronet, again, great for wave clear. Decent for bosses as well. He's placing loads of debuffs, loads of them. Very quickly, he'll stack this up. The bonus attack is great. Basically, any relic that's giving him damage. We saw Cat's Gaze is obviously insane on pretty much every damage dealer. Any relic, really, that's giving him attack, crit damage, giving him damage. Simple, really. There you go. Possibly, you could even go Pert Shadow as well. I honestly, if you're into Faction Wars, I'd just be going Arachne Elixir, but Pert Shadow is a maybe build. Just some extra turns, cycle through his stuff. You just go Arachne Elixir, but hey, it's worth noting. There's a lot of really, really good relics for this guy. He's stupidly good. So that's how we're looking for the relics. Then we come to his build, and I think for his build, there's actually a few different ways you can go. Now, this is build number 1, which I think is probably the most general build you can go for, which is a very simple Stone Skin plus Lethal. And this is how I've built him. High attack, high speed, crit rate, and crit damage. And here's the thing. I've also built him with high accuracy. I've put him with a lot of stuff. Bear in mind, he does have a blessing. And this is some of the best gear on my account. You don't actually need the accuracy. And the resistance is irrelevant. So you can ignore those. And he doesn't really need HP or defense either. The key things, I think that generally speaking, you will want to give him, most people, 100% crit rate, and you will want to put some crit damage, but prioritize attack, decent speed, and yeah, you can sort of skip everything else. It's actually a relatively simple build, because unlike other bomb champions, he doesn't need accuracy. And you can be a bit lower on his attack as well compared to other bomb champions. You can invest those stats into crit rate and crit damage, because his bomb multipliers are good enough that he's just going to murder people anyway. He doesn't really need it. And what you get in return for building some decent crit rate and crit damage, you're going to get massive damage from his A3. You're going to get good damage from his A1 and his A1 counterattacks. You're going to get really good AoE damage from his A2 as well. You're getting a lot of benefits from building this champion from this. That's the reason why his bomb multipliers are so stupidly high, by the way, is so that you can build him as a hybrid damage dealer and still succeed. And it's also why he's able to ignore accuracy requirements while he's under Perfect Veil. So it's kind of nuts. Like, he's kind of crazy. It's hard to go wrong with the build. Now, another build you can do, this is variant number 1, which is ditching lethal here, or you could use Savage, whatever. It's basically giving us ignore defense. That's going to up all of his direct damage. Option number 2 is to go with Pinpoint instead. 4-piece Pinpoint here. What is that going to do? That is going to give you an intercept stack at the beginning of the fight, which is going to mean that you're going to avoid crowd control effects, which can be pretty impactful. It also means that when you place your bombs, if they have polymorph, you're not going to get polymorph. Because remember, he's not running a Wand of Submission. Though I guess I should have mentioned that. Wand of Submission is also a good, obviously, really good PvP relic as well. I forgot to say, sorry. But yeah, so like you can see with this, basically, by swapping him into Pinpoint, I have lost a bunch of crit damage and a bit of crit rate. This gear is slightly worse, but I gained accuracy, which I don't massively need, gained some attack, but he's still going to be a really strong hybrid damage dealer. So yeah, this is still a really solid build option. So that's option number 2. which is you're more protected from polymorph and crowd control to just try to ensure you're getting the maximum bomb and poison damage. This build is better. I think it's quite a bit stronger with Arachno Elixir, where you're caring more about his debuffs, and his direct damage is not quite as important. So it's a bit more end game. Whereas the lethal one is, well, still very viable end game, but leans a bit more early game. And it's not, doesn't matter as much if he's missing Arachno Elixir. That's where, okay, we don't care about his debuffs quite as much. They're still really good. The other option number 3, which I don't like as much, and is very much an end game type build, I would say, is you go Arachno Elixir, and you're going to go really high speed, but you're going to ditch crit rate and crit damage entirely. Accuracy is optional, but you're going to put him loads of attack. And you're basically going to go, I just want his bombs and his Arachno Elixir poisons to do as much damage as possible. And I suppose his assassin passive, that can't crit. So basically, we're going to give up all the damage on his A1, all the damage on his A3, the actual damage on his AoE, but we're going to crank that poison and bomb damage up to maximum. And you're just going to build loads of attack and Arachno Elixir. That is also a really good option. And with that, you'd probably be going definitely Stone Skin Pinpoint, effectively building him like a typical bomb champion or a typical poison champion. Like, I don't know, again, like you typically build a Nishak or a Calvalax or something like that. But, well, not like Calvalax, more speed. Maybe a Nell, something like a Nell. Yeah, that's sort of the idea there, which is you're going, I just want to kill them with my A2 debuffs immediately. It's a bit more of a specialist build. It's going to be much worse at waves and much worse at bosses and much worse at everything. I think it's more of an endgame specialist build, which is pretty cool. I really like this one, though. I think either going Stone Skin Lethal or Stone Skin Pinpoint is just insane. And the dude is cracked. He's so good. Okay, so there we go. That's a little bit about Ezio. Let's jump into a bit of an arena showcase. Here we go. So I'll refresh the list. Let's give it a go. What team have we got? Beautiful. We've got this team. And let's give it a try. We might get outsped and die. Let's find out. That's sort of how it works. I've talked about this team a good bit in my Edward showcase. I just want to show you the basics, and then we'll talk about where else to use Ezio and some other combinations with him. So the idea of this team, by the way, is Arbiter gives us our best speed aura for arena, and she's going to give us a big turn meter boost, and increased attack is going to be key to maximizing Ezio's damage. Because it's going to up the damage of his bombs, his direct hits, it's going to up the damage of everything. It's going to be just crazy. Let's lock these guys out. We got most of them. Sure, we could try Petrify him. It's actually going to up the damage he takes from bombs. We're running him with Edward as well, who's in okay, this guy's got no gear on. That's fine. Does he ignore block damage with this? He doesn't, but I mean, we can go in and he's just going to destroy them. They'll switch over. That's okay. So we could try to reduce their buff durations a little bit. I don't know. Let's hit their Fabian, I guess. But yeah, so Edward is in this team, built as a support. You can check out my showcase from yesterday. He's pretty cool because he is going to keep providing your Ezio with Perfect Veil, which is going to enable him to bypass resistance, whereas otherwise his Perfect Veil will expire. One really cool thing, we'll see if we can find an example of it. Here we can see his A3 damage, so he's the only one I can actually target, but like Hidden Gun, like bam, 174,000. It's some pretty crazy damage, to be honest. Let's see if Edward can take him out. Not quite enough damage there on Edward, unfortunately. We will just buff up. We're not going to get on Ezio, but that's okay because we're going to lock him out. Well, all right, this is a pretty straightforward sort of team. Let's see if we can petrify this guy again. Ezio's been put asleep, tragically. You hate to see it. We'll just kill this guy off. There we go. Decrease all their turn meters, which is cool. Yeah, okay. Bit of a boring fight. We can push through, but yeah. One thing we're going to see more of, we are going to see bomb champions for endgame play become less powerful over the course of 2026 because the Mercurial gear set with the total guard buff, I'm not sure if anyone's going to be running it, is going to be basically getting in the way. A 9-piece Mercurial set gives you 3 stats of total guard, which blocks everything. Now, what we can do with this, though, is check this out. So, with this particular team comp, which I think is pretty cool, and it's a nice thing Edward brings for Ezio. It's not an essential combo, but it's a pretty cool one. Is we boost up with Arbiter. We get 1 AoE attack from Fabian, which if they had total guard would remove 1 stack. then we can come in with Edward, hit them with an AoE for 2 hits. Great, that's 2 more stacks of total guard gone, which is the maximum of 3, and then they're dead. Kaboom, we got a weak hit there, so he has survived, but we're fine because we've got Mr. Kenway here to help finish them off. Here we go. Mr. Kenway, bang, finishes them off. Again, I showcased lots of fights with this team in the last video, and yeah, you can see Ezio, he just deletes people then with his A3 as well. Let me find a better example, and I'll be right back. I'll pause it and find a team that actually has stone skin and stuff. Let's see. Okay, they're not all in stone skin, but this should be a pretty interesting fight because we're up against like a bunch of empowered mythicals and Predator, who's really strong, by the way, as well. So let's take a little look here, see what we can do. One thing, look at this. So, Mr. Galathier has resisted. Now, we do have a problem here. Let's go in. We're going to go in with Edward. Let's see, can we get lucky? Unfortunately, no, he's resisted there as well. So this is one problem. Although Ezio, his bombs, well, actually, let's see his attack in a second. But right, Ezio, my Fabian has, I don't know, 800 and something, maybe almost 900 accuracy, and this Galathier has resisted, which is insane, right? Now Galathier can remove debuffs, so this is going to be bad. We can place the bombs on these 2 stone skin guys, but because they're going to be 2-turn bombs, it's a weakness. Galathier is going to remove them, but we should do pretty good damage to Nice and to Predator if Predator doesn't evade. Let's find out. He's got a 50-50 to evade. Let's see what happens. Bang. Nice just evaporated. Actually just dead. Predator almost dead. Oh, he's actually... he went for the revive. Oh, he went for the... What a dummy. What a dummy. Let's turn meter boost. Let's go. That is actually insane. Let's see if we can get fear over there. No. This Predator at least will die. She's going to metamorph. Dead to the bombs. Beautiful. I guess we'll get Veil up on our damage dealers. Try to protect them. But this Nice could be actually a huge problem. And oh, we actually removed a bomb from him, which is not great. You know what? This is actually perfect. Let's check this out. Let's go 1 times speed. We might weak hit the Nice. But like this Mr. Galathier, bam. Oh, why did he not? It might be a mastery. I'm actually not sure what happened there. But surely we would have placed the bomb, poison sensitivity, and he can't resist it, and 2 poisons. I guess we hit him so hard that he triggered a mastery that made it so his poisons didn't explode. Now, that being said, he's died to the bomb and the poison, so he's absolutely destroyed. And now we're going to hopefully be able to take this Nice down. Let's boost up some more. He's petrified right now, so we're not going to do crazy damage or anything. Let's just hit him with an A1, try get decreased defense. Unfortunately, we didn't get it. Let's see what we can do here. Let's just push his turn meter back more with our Edward, which is such a cool combo. See if we can land a weaken. No, he's resisting, of course. We could try lock him out. We've done that. That's helpful. And Ezio, bam. You actually saw that. Did you see that at the end? So that Nice actually had a relic called Zibia's Servitude, which makes it so that you cannot crit. My Ezio was 100% crit. We didn't crit him. What did happen, though, we hit him hard enough with a non-crit that the assassin passives from Ezio and Edward, that bonus attack damage that doesn't crit anyway, doesn't hit that hard, but that assassin damage was enough with Ezio's hidden gun, baseline, even non-crit hitting hard enough to take out a Nice, and we just absolutely wrecked a crazy team, which is just insane. I still want to see if we can find a team that has all stone skin. Oh, I guess we should also showcase, again, another crazy team. This is going to be real bad as well because I don't have... We could probably get polymorphed here. But against this team, we are going to struggle a decent bit because, well, I'll show you. We're going to struggle because of Marishka, so that's going to be a weakness for sure. Yeah, let's see. We might as well see if we can steal her thing. No, but we've put Taris to sleep, which is nice. So with Marishka, poisons are going to trigger her block damage, so that is a bit unfortunate. But we could maybe kill the Galathier. We could certainly put him under some stress. Let's just show it to you. But look at this. We get block damage. We're actually almost going to die because Taris hit us so hard. What we could try do now with Arbiter, which actually could be pretty sick. If we remove the block damage from them, not enough accuracy. So yeah, the block damage is going to mess us up here. He's gonna metamorph, not take any. Oh, actually, he still died. He still died to the poison. Oh, he's gonna metamorph. This is great. Yeah, died to the poisons, dude. This is fantastic. We're still in a huge amount of trouble. We'll just hit him hard because we can. Oh, full synchronization. She's dead. She's gonna revive everyone else though, so we are gonna die. But hey, we got to see Ezio's passive as well. We put up a pretty decent fight. This is Scratch, by the way. Kind of crazy, but yeah, you all are gonna struggle against Mariska. Because she's going to put up block damage whenever you place burn or poison. So you just need to make sure that you lock them out. And in this case, I don't know, we didn't lock them out, or I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention. I guess we just died to Tara's counterattacks or whatever. I'll try to find one fight with Stoneskin and be right back. Okay, we're going to try this. I think this Fabian is like stupidly fast. So I'm guessing he has the Stars of the Jinang Relic. Because like, it's absolutely crazy. But all right, let's see this. Can we lock them out? Mariska has resist. This is such a huge problem. Oh my god, must have so. This guy, he must have absolutely crazy gear on these characters. I don't know what to say. But we can come in. Again, we don't really care if we steal Stoneskin. It's actually fine with Edward. Unfortunately, we're not fast enough here to cut in. The reason we're not fast enough to cut in. Ooh, this is actually good though. Here we go. Okay, we can come in. They're gonna block it with poisons. That's fine though. That is actually totally fine. Yeah, we're going to struggle against Mariska because we have this like one-off big power nuke thing, but that block damage is a huge problem. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I thought that would be a great showcase, but he's got that stupid fucking relic on his Fabian. So we can't get increased attack on. Tragic, and then we're not fast enough. Who else might have Stone Skin? Maybe this might be Stone Skinny. I want to see if we can find a team with loads of Stone Skin, or at least some, so we can see some bombs and stuff. But I don't know if it's going to happen. Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough. But yeah. So with this team, obviously, we could be removing Stone Skin with him. We could be removing Stone Skin with Edward. He's actually killed one of them. They have lots of resistance. He's actually killed me a lot. That's tragic, but it's okay. We could just do this. I'm actually curious here. So, because Wukong is dead, technically everyone is under Stone Skin. So this should do one-turn bombs. Now, we might weak hit. Yeah, we did. But we got some one-turn bombs. Okay. We got some one-turn bombs. Get fear out on him, at least. This does ignore Stone Skin, but it would only hit him. I mean, we might as well. Just hit him. He's very tanky. Can boost us up again. Okay, cool. We'll just push his turn meter back. Sure, why not? This is just gonna hit him and not do anything, so we'll just chill. We could try steal all their buffs, actually, with Mr. Kenway, which is beautiful. All right, cool. I'm curious, how much damage are his bombs gonna do against someone without Stone Skin? Find out. Loads. Absolutely tons of damage. So, yeah, no worries there. And the bomb death, I think... I guess we already triggered his passive, actually. Kill him off. Let's see how hard we hit this guy. We weak hit, so not very hard is the answer. Will boost us up again. With Edward, we can potentially block revive Wukong if he hit hard enough. Nope. Just hit him with poisons. Okay. Well, we certainly kill Wukong, but we're getting the weak hits on the guy we don't want to weak hit, tragically. We'll get through. But yeah, point of this is, you can see, Ezio, he's real frickin' good. He's like an absolute menace. He's a monster. He's super, super strong. We just need him to actually... let's just petrify this guy. Why not? We just need him to actually land his stuff onto this Islan. And kaboot. Like, he's just dead. He's just dead. It's just disgusting. So, yeah. Where else will Ezio be good? Almost everywhere. He's going to be absolutely cracked for Faction Wars. Like, he will rip through all the waves and do really good damage to the boss. I guess one slight problem is, how do you get Perfect Veil on him in this faction? I don't know if there's anyone who can give him Perfect Veil, actually. How would he get Perfect Veil? Let's double check. I have most of the champions. Let's take a look. But that's the downside. His only downside for Sacred Order. He's going to be a bit front-loaded, which means you're going to need to build... oh, it's trying to search for one who's got both. Okay, well. Perfect Veil. She does it just for herself, right? How does she do it? Perfect Veil on herself. Okay. You've got, obviously, Basim. It's not going to help us. What about the smaller version of Veil? We've got this chick. Places revive random allies with Veil for 1 turn. That's not really going to help you. So yeah, I don't think there's anyone in Sacred Order, funny enough, who can give him Veil. But he will still absolutely destroy the waves. He's going to be cracked, but you're going to need to give him accuracy for Faction Wars, especially for the boss fights. So watch out for that. But again, Faction Wars normal, he's going to destroy, no problem. But yeah, he's going to be a monster for like all the dungeons. He's basically going to do really, really good wave clear. He's not particularly good against Fire Knight. Like, he's fine, but he doesn't have multi-hits. He'll just do good damage to the boss, but he doesn't have multi-hits, so nothing too special there. Be pretty good for Phantom Shogun. Plenty of wave clear for spiders, and yeah, Sand Devil, again, he'll do decent boss damage, but nothing too special. So, like, he's pretty solid for dungeons. Faction Wars, he's the monster for arena. He's not going to be top tier against the clan bosses, but he's going to be pretty good. Let's try him out here. Let's give it a go. Hang on. Okay, so we're running the quick battle here, and again, I've got him with Arachn Elixir, and I've got him with Lethal Dose, neither of which are helping him. But, you know, he should still do respectable enough damage to the clan boss. Let's give him a shot. Yeah, it's not too bad for what it is. Nothing special, but it's, you know, it's okay. We could switch him into something better, but let's just try Xenomorph with the same. Let's actually, okay, let's take Ezio. And let's give Xenomorph, like, basically the same build. Also save this as Camp preset. Yeah. In other words, you know, is Ezio a monster? Yeah, Ezio's a freaking monster. He's insane. You really cannot go wrong with this champion. He is so, so good. Like, he really is so good. Why is it stealing that preset? We want to it's just my Carnage gear. Just that plain and simple. I don't know, give him similar stuff, sure. I think he's booked up as well. Let's, for the sake of comparison, just change him to Lethal Dose. And you can check how this compares to Cassandra as well if you want. And give him the same relic. Sure, why not? There we go. I'd expect Xenomorph to be a good bit better. To be honest, I'd be shocked if Ezio beats him. But, oh, and of course, with Xenomorph for Demon Loud, we want to turn this off. Okay, cool, great. And let's see how he does. Yeah, there we go. I'd expect Xenomorph to be a good bit better, but yeah, he's going to be fine for clan boss. But I think this is a legendary Ezio you're definitely going to book. You're going to use him so much. He's great for arena, really strong, and just strong everywhere. Yeah, so you can see Xenomorph is substantially stronger for clan bosses, which is what you would expect. But yeah, I think for wave content, PvP, anything like that, Ezio is your boy. He is going to just wreck people. He's super impressive. Very cool. You could build him for clan boss stuff, but presuming you've got Xenomorph, why would you bother? Just use Ezio. Just use Xenomorph for clan bossy stuff and Ezio instead. I think he's way better than Cassandra just in general. And just, yeah, I mean, why would you book a Cassandra when you can book an Ezio? Ezio is just insane. So yeah, for me, Ezio is actually massively ahead of expectations. He's a brilliant damage dealer. Gonna help you again. Yeah, so he's weaker for Fire Knight. That is true. Not insane for Spider. Oh yeah, he's not great for Hydra. Most of them are immune to poison. But yeah, other than this, he's just not great for the clan bosses. He's not a specialty at all. But for any wave content, the dude is an absolute freaking menace, and he's PvP extremely good as well. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on Ezio. I am very, very impressed with him. I think he's fantastic. Yeah, there you go. That's all I've got. Thank you for watching. Enjoy pulling Ezio tomorrow. And like I said, make sure to get that 5-star soul. It makes him way better. Way better. You want that Lethal Dose Arachn Elixir action for Arena. The dude is gross. Thanks. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.